We'll go for part B. So we have to show that characteristic polynomial of B is equal to characteristic polynomial of A for any matrix B similar to A. So since B is similar to A, what will happen? So that is what we have to show. Determinant of xi minus b is equal to determinant of xi minus a, because what will be characteristic polynomial of b? It will be determinant of xi minus b, and characteristic polynomial of a will be determinant of xi minus a. So we have to show that these two things are equal. But since b is similar to a, therefore what will happen? As b is similar to a, there will exist a non-singular matrix P such that this B will be equal to P inverse AP, right? So since now we have the value of B, what we have to show? We have to show that this determinant of xi minus B is nothing but P inverse AP is equal to determinant of xi minus A. Okay, so I will start with the left hand side and I will show that it is equal to right hand side. Now just note one thing. How can I write I? I can be written as P inverse P. Now there are two ways. I can be written as P inverse also and P inverse P. But note we are going to use P inverse P, because if you see this term properly, the P inverse is on the left hand side over here. Okay, so therefore we will use this and not this. Okay, so I will consider left hand side. So I will say consider LHS, that is determinant of xi minus P inverse AP, which is further equal to determinant of x, and the adjustment is P inverse P minus P inverse AP. Now since this x is a scalar, it can be shifted anywhere. This can be written as determinant of P inverse xp minus P inverse AP. Now since we have to approach to determinant of xi minus a, this can be further written as determinant of, I will take P inverse common from the left hand side and P common from the right hand side. So what will be left out inside? Xi minus A, and out is P. You just cross verify it, you will understand it. So now one famous property we have to use. What is determinant of AB? It is determinant of A multiplied by determinant of B. So this will be equal to, directly from here to here. Now I said about this property is equal to determinant of A multiplied by determinant of B, but note this property is also true for three matrices. I mean, if you are having three matrices, then determinant of ABC will be equal to what? Determinant of A multiplied by determinant of B and multiplied by determinant of C. Over here the three matrices are involved. This is one, this is second, and this is third. Okay, so the property can be used. So therefore we will get determinant of P inverse multiplied by determinant of xi minus A multiplied by determinant of P. Now since all are real numbers, so this real number I will shift over here. So this is equal to determinant of P inverse multiplied by determinant of P multiplied by determinant of xi minus A. So we got determinant of xi minus A in picture. So now the question is, what about this? So again we have to use the same property, but now for the two matrices and in the reverse way. We are having determinant of P inverse multiplied by determinant of P. So in the reverse way it will be determinant of P inverse P, right, multiplied by determinant of xi minus A. But P inverse P is I, and you know determinant of I is 1. So this will be exactly equal to determinant of xi minus A, and that is nothing but my right hand side, and therefore we will say this A is similar to what? B. Sorry, therefore we will say the characteristic polynomial of B is equal to characteristic polynomial of A, where this B was similar to A. So now let us check it. So over here as B is similar to A, so there exists non-singular matrix P such that this has happened, such that B is equal to P inverse AP. So I have considered the left hand side. of this determinant of xi minus b, but b is p inverse ap. So b ची किंमत टाकली, मग I ची ॲडजस्टमेंट केलेली आहे p इनवर्स p, जसं मी तुम्हाला सांगितलं. Then this adjustment of this scalar can be shifted anywhere. Then the p inverse from the left hand side and p from the right hand side has been taken common. Then the property has been used. Again the determinant of p has been shifted. You will get determinant of I over here, and that's it, determinant of xi minus a, and this is our right hand side, and that is what we wanted to prove. So that's all. Now in the next class we will go for third part of this theorem.